Good morning, lovely people. How are we? So I am getting ready to go to work and I am putting on my makeup. Now, I'm Felicity. I'm 60 and I am using quite a, I'd say a shit ton of concealer, if that's a professional word. And the reason why I am wearing a shit ton of concealer is because I have a howler of a bruise here. I had my Botox done last week and I bruised. I had a bruise, shall we say, which is one of those things, people, one of those things. If you're sticking a needle in your skin, don't be surprised if you bruise. Now, I bruise quite easily, and now that I'm 60, I find I bruise a lot more. Don't know why that is. Not a doctor, but maybe it's an agey thing. Who knows? Skin is thinner, blood supply is closer up to the skin. So I have had to put way more concealing products on myself than I would normally. And of course I've had to match the other eye. But don't worry, it'll blend. It'll blend out. Don't worry, I won't go around looking completely oranged and tangoed. Now, but I don't know whether you know this, but I'm a stylist, but I used to be a makeup artist. And I started my career behind the counter for Max Factor. That is when they used to have counters and they employed people to work on those counters, and I had the most amazing training as a makeup artist, and they taught me all about the skin, you know, the layers of the skin, the dermis, the epidermis, you name it. It was incredible. In all honesty, in my career, which has been long and varied, I have not had training like it. I still remember it. I still go on about it. Typical thing that you do when you get old, you go on about shit. Anyway, what am I using? I used to work for NARS. I was MUA for NARS. I am using the matte concealer here. And I am also using the liquid concealer. Both the colour I use is custard, and I do have a trusty vanilla because, you know, one likes custard and vanilla. But NARS himself always liked to put on products using fingers because of the warmth of your hand or fingers. And I do to an extent, but I do like a brush and I do like a sponge. So I use a bit of everything. But one thing I do that the Max Factor taught me, which actually I do find it quite interesting, because when I look at a lot of lovely videos of all you youngsters and people like, I can't remember her name, but you know, some of the big makeup influencers doing your full beat and all the rest of it, all the techniques that I learned in the 80s, which Max Factor was probably doing in the 50s, 60s and 70s, is still doing today. And that was bouncing in your base. And this is where the bruise is, and I don't want to rub it, but I just want to tap it in because I do want it to stay there and not wear off, and just pressing it in. I have got, obviously I prepped my skin. I used from Primark, I think it might be a dupe. It's the Vitamin Rich Moisturising Primer. It was £5 from Primark. Does the job, people, does the job. I do love my prestige makeup, no doubt about it. But there are some absolutely amazing products that are not prestige prices out there these days. And actually, I love that, because when I started in the industry, there wasn't. Basically, Boots sold corn plasters and cough syrup, and that was about it. And prescriptions. It was a chemist. Excuse me, my nose is running. I don't know if anybody else gets this, but anyway, as I said, I'm a stylist, and I will probably finish this off a bit later. But having this bruise has been a little bit more of a challenge, shall we say, with the morning makeup. And bruises are hard to cover because of the depth of the shade. So it very much is about using a matte shade and stippling it on and then leaving it on. I might get a little bit creasing around my eyes, but you know, hey ho. I'm 60. Do I care? No, I do not care. And I have some lip gloss on. Well, actually, it's a lip balm. I'll tell you which one it is. It's the By Terry Rose lip balm, and comes in a lip balm stick, like a lip gloss form, or in a pot. Love this, been using it for years. Not cheap, actually, not cheap, but I would say this is a product that for me is worth it. By Terry, her famous rose lip balm, and the OG of the eyebrow gels, which is HD, and I'm just going to whack that through my brows. This is a quick one this morning, people, a quick one. You go, ain't got time to get too busy. And sometimes I think it's a bit of a one and done, you know, sometimes you just got to point, shoot and go. That's what I'm doing today, pointing, shooting and going. I'm just going to whip some, I know I'm doing this back to front, but this is what I do. I like to use my colour, my eyebrow pen over my brow gel when it's still a bit tacky. That is because I find sometimes eyebrow gels can dry a bit crispy looking, and I don't want deep fried crispy eyebrows. Nobody wants that. So there we go. Just got a bit of it. That's Bobbi Brown, and that's warm brown. No, it's cool brown. Bobbi Brown, cool brown. And we are just going to go in with a little bit. Oh no, actually, I tell a lie. It's going to just bounce in a bit more. Yeah. See, it does actually work its way in. I just want to blend out those edges of the concealer. Blend, blend, blend. One thing I learned was you can't ever blend too much. Bounce and blend, people. Bounce and blend. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to put a bit on my chin down here. Just a bit of concealer, just where there's any redness. I'll do the lippy later. Probably at the traffic lights. And it's stationary, of course, with the handbrake on. In not moving traffic. With full attention to the car ahead of me. You know. Be responsible, people. Be responsible. So there we go. Blend, 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 blend. There we go. And this is another of my go-to products. This is Chantecaille, and this is the Radiant Glow Blur Powder. This is not a cheap product, but I love it, and I use it all over because it's radiant and glowy, and it does blur. And I like it on top of my eyes. This is very much a one-stop shop. This is a point and go. This is, you know, I wish I had more time to do my makeup because I really enjoy doing my makeup. But I don't. So, you know, it is what it is. As long as I look presentable, who cares? And I am wearing a top that I got on Vinted. I'm just loving the embroidery. I paid £2 for it. I don't know what the brand is. I bought it because of the colour. It is burgundy. Burgundy is a big moment, as you may have noticed on the colour palette. Burgundy and brown are featuring heavily. I was in Zara last night, a lot of brown, chalky brown. But just look how that lifts up and illuminates. Now, there you go. I don't think I'll frighten the horses, so we're pretty much good to go. And also what I do find, this just softens, and where I've got the bruise, I put it on, it just helps illuminate. The light pink helps reflect light and just adds some luminosity. And just all the areas. Don't forget, under the jaw and over the ears, into the hairline. There we go. Anyway, gotta go, peeps, gotta go. Lovely chatting. Have a fab day. See ya.